Hello there, welcome to Rosy ASMR. Thank you for joining me. So today we are doing the accent tag. One of you suggested that I do it and I thought it could be fun, so here we are. So there's like an official list of all the questions you're supposed to answer, and there's a bunch of words that you're supposed to say as well, so it's pretty legit. I didn't actually really know about the accent tag. I think it was a trend a little while back, maybe like a year or two ago, so we're a bit behind, but better late than never, I guess. Yeah. So I am South African, which is why I have an accent if you don't live in South Africa. My mom was English and my dad was Afrikaans, but we definitely spoke English way more at home, so my accent is a little bit more English than Afrikaans. Yeah, and my English is way better than my Afrikaans too. But yeah, so let's get started. So these are the questions. What is it called when you throw toilet paper on a house? Okay, well, firstly, nobody in South Africa does that. That's not a thing. But I guess I would call it TPing, but probably only because of American movies, because for some reason they do that in movies, like teenage movies. Anyway, what is the bug that when you touch it curls into a ball? So some of these questions I didn't actually really know what they were talking about, and I watched one other YouTuber do a video like this just so that I could figure out what the questions meant. So with this one, I think they're talking about like that caterpillar type thing. Anyway, I would call it a roly-poly. That's the South African word for it. What is the bubbly carbonated drink called? I think generally we would call it cool drink. Although cool drink can just be like any unhealthy non-alcoholic drink. So to distinguish, I would maybe say physical drink. But yeah, we don't say pop or soda or anything like that. Although I always thought that pop is like such a cute name for it. Anyway, what do you call gym shoes? Tackies. I'm not sure why, but we've always just called them tackies. Tekkies. And like there's a shop called Tacky Town that we have and everything, so it's pretty established. Tackies. What do you say to address a group of people? Oh, I guess this is for the people that say y'all. I don't say that. I would say you all, but I mean, who speaks like that? You all. I don't know. It sounds like a principal or something. I don't know. Like, you all need to get back to class. I don't know. Moving on very swiftly. What do you call the kind of spider or spider-like creature that has an oval-shaped body and extremely long legs? This one I was also a bit confused by, but I think they mean daddy long legs. Well, that's what we say at least. Yeah, daddy long legs. So the next question is, what do you call your grandparents? Well, on my mum's side, because they were English, I called them Granny and Grandpa. Pretty standard. And then on my dad's dad's side, the Afrikaans grandparents were Oma and Opa. Yeah. Then, what do you call the wheeled contraption in which you carry groceries at the supermarket? I'm confused. Like, what do other people call it? I call it a trolley. Is that not the universal name for it? This is confusing. Oh, by the way, with the grandparents question, I thought I should say, like, this is just from the English, Afrikaans, South African point of view. We have 11 official languages, so chances are you'll hear a lot of different answers from a lot of different South Africans, depending on who you ask. But that's just me. What do you call it when rain falls while the sun is shining? Oh, this is a monkey sweating. A monkey sweating. I wonder what everyone else calls it. I've only ever heard a monkey sweating. I'd love it if you guys could let me know all the different things that you say, because that'd be super interesting. Yeah. What is the thing you change the TV channel with? A remote? Again, I'm like, what else would you want to call it? The remote one and the trolley one have like pretty much stumped me. I don't know why you would call it anything else. Anyway. Then there are words that you're supposed to pronounce. So this is where like different pronunciation comes in. Yeah, this is gonna be fun. Okay, I'm just gonna put the word up on the screen just in case you don't know what word I'm trying to say, or yeah. Although it shouldn't be too out there, because I think a lot of the South African pronunciation is similar to the British, so it's not completely random. And I mean, you all understand me well enough, don't you? Okay, aunt. Aunt is the first one. I think in America they say aunt. It's always found funny. Roof. I don't know how else you'd pronounce it. Roof. Maybe roof? I don't know. This has turned into a guessing game of me trying to figure out how the alternative pronunciations go. And I say root. And I guess the alternative would be route. Wash. How else do you pronounce it? Please tell me. Oil. I don't know how else you'd pronounce that. It's just oil. Theatre. I guess, do some people say theatre? I don't know, that sounds so fancy. Theatre. Iron. I don't know, do some people say iron? Like, do they pronounce the R? It sounds wrong in my head, but I guess iron sounds wrong to some people, maybe? I don't know. Salmon. This one's funny. Caramel. Because Americans say caramel or something like that, and it's weird. No offense. It sounds weird too. Like you're missing a whole letter. But I guess we sound weird to them, so I can't really judge. Fire. I don't know how else you'd pronounce it. Water, water, water. I guess Americans say water, something like that. Sure, sure, sure. These are really baffling me. Data, data. I've heard some people in South Africa say data too, so it doesn't have to be data. Other people say differently, but I specifically say data. So, run, run, run. Please give me the alternative pronunciations. These are crazy for me. I can't like picture how people say them differently. Crayon, crayon. New Orleans, New Orleans. Pecan, pecan, not pecan. I loved that series Chuck, but one of like the things that I found so funny was his sister, what's her name, Elle or Ella, something like that. But her favorite dessert was pecan pie, and I thought it was pretty funny. I was quite young when I watched it, and I thought it was the most pretentious thing ever for her to be like pecan pie. Anyway, both. How do you not say it as both? Both. Again, again, again. I guess some people might say again, which I guess is okay. That makes more sense than again, actually. Probably, probably. Spitting image, spitting image. Do people say spitting image? I don't know. Alabama, Alabama. Lawyer, lawyer. Coupon, coupon. Mayonnaise, mayonnaise. You can tell I've given up trying to figure out how people say these things differently. I don't mean it as in a bad way. Like, I think accents are so cool. I just can't imagine in my head how else you would say these things. Syrup, syrup. Pajamas, pajamas. And it's weird, pajamas, yeah, spelled P-A-J-A-M-A-S, which is funny for me because I spell it P-Y-J-A-M-A-S. Yeah, it's weird. Court, court. Naturally, naturally. I like this one. Aluminium, aluminium, not aluminum. I've always found that funny. So yeah, I know a lot of the American pronunciations that are different, but not really any of the ones that are like from other countries, which is kind of sad, but I guess because American TV is the most common. Okay, and the last one is envelope. Envelope. there are all the different words. That was crazy. I guess it makes sense, and like everyone who basically lives in a different country will have a different accent to you, so it makes sense that like there's so many words that are pronounced differently. I kind of wish they'd made it a longer list, maybe more interesting. Yeah, I find like the biggest thing from like doing my channel, what I've noticed is like all these words that I kind of like the questions brought up like a couple differences in what people say. Yeah, and like I found that, like for instance, I would say something like, oh, I put my hair in a plait, and then people will ask me like, what's a plait? And it's crazy because like a plait is such a normal thing for me to talk about, but then like in other parts of the world you say braid, or I don't know what else you would say, but yeah, it's crazy. Like I thought plait was pretty normal, but apparently not. Yeah, and like other things, like, oh, I can't think of ones now, but like there've been a couple things where people have been like, what are you talking about? And I've just noticed, just in general travel and stuff, like the fact that we call traffic lights robots, like that's not normal. And how we call the back of our car the boot, and then Americans call it the trunk. And yeah, I think it makes life interesting, and it's cool. Yeah, so if there are any like crazy things that you've heard, like very different pronunciation or like different meanings for different words, please let me know. I think it's so exciting. I like languages, and accents kind of like fall under that category in my mind, at least. Yeah, so let me know. I hope this was an entertaining video. Yeah, thanks for watching, and I hope that you have sweet dreams, that you sleep well. Good night.